Yes, you're welcome. This is Ssemusu Patrick. Let us look at creating queries in database, and in this video let us look at how to deal with calculating the age when using a criteria. I will use my table that I created already, so let us use it to deal with the calculating the age. Now when you look at this date of birth column, we're having different date of birth, so let us use it to calculate the age of employees using queries. We'll go to create, query design, we add our table, and we are using all our fields according to the query we are creating. Now when you look at calculating the date or calculating the age of the employees, what we do, we add a counter column which we are going to use to calculate the age, but when we are referring to the date of birth. So our formula will first of all add a field called age. We start with the colons, and because we are dealing with the difference of the age, we'll start with the date as our function or as our formula. We say date diff, which is difference. We open the brackets, and then the year. So we represent our year with the 4y. We close the quotations, we put a comma, square brackets, the field that we are dealing with, which is this one, date of birth, we close it, the square brackets, and after the square brackets we put a comma, we say date, which is that date of the employee which we might not know. We open the brackets, we close the brackets. Then after closing the brackets, we leave it when it is empty. Let me expand this a bit such that you can see what we are doing. So after closing the brackets, there is this first bracket that we started with at the beginning here, so we have to close it at the end. So we'll close another bracket at the end here, which means we have two closing brackets. And since this field is not in our table, we'll check this box such that as we run our query, it also returns. So let us run and see the age of each employee according to our table. So when you look at this column, this is how we deal with calculating the age of the employee basing on a query. This is the function or the formula that we use to deal with the age. So when you look at the criteria to calculate the age, this is what we use to calculate the age of employees when you're working with the database. So this is the formula that I typed in my criteria such that it can calculate the age of the employees. Let us look at another let us first of all save our query. We save it, and we shall call it age as our query name. Let us look at those who were born in, say, when you look at our table, let us look at those who were born in a certain year. Let's say in 1989, sorry, 84, basing on our query. We'll still go to create, query design. We're using all the fields, and we have to drag and drop. So we'll drag the fields down here. Since this time we have that column where our year comes from, we'll now come and enter our criteria as year. We open the brackets followed by the square brackets, the field which is date of birth. We close the square brackets followed by the brackets equals to the year, which is 1984. We run this. So those who were born in 1984 are all of these employees. This is the criteria we use to filter years, or to look for those who were born in a certain year if you're dealing with the database. So whenever you're filtering age, you're filtering years, this is what we use when you're dealing with the a certain year. Let us save it. We have to save this one, and we shall give it born in 1984. So that is the criteria we use to filter that. Then let us create another query for those who were born in a certain those who were born in a certain month. For example, when you look at our date of birth, we have those who were born in different months. So let us look at those who were born in December. So we'll still go to create, query design. You add the table and you drag and drop the fields in the field row. So we are looking for those who were born in December. The criteria will be month. You open the brackets, then square brackets, the field name, date of birth, close the square brackets, then the bracket equals. Now this time we'll just represent the month by the number, so we'll just put 12. We don't put December as a word, we just represent it with the number. So let us run our query. So those who were born in December, they are around 5 employees who were born in December. The criteria that we use to deal with the employees who were born in a certain month, this is what we use according to the months. So this is our criteria that we use when filtering those who were born in a certain month according to database. Let us save it. And these ones, those who were born in December. So that is how we deal with the filtering the age on the months, basing on how you want to run your query. Now we created our query for the age. Let us see, or let us create a query for those whose age is above 50 years. So we'll just go to the create, query design, and we drop all of our fields down. Now because there is a we're dealing with a query, the query that returns all that contains those who were born, those whose age is above. Please allow me to close some of them such that we can have a space for other queries. Let us create that query once again. those who were born, we're dealing with this query basing on age. So it is the age query that we are using, not the table, is what we use to create. Now we'll have this column because it wasn't in the table, so we refer to the query such that we can filter the age. So we are looking for those whose age is above 50 years. So we'll put our operator as the greater than symbol. We put 50 and we run our query. So those who are above 50 years are all these ones basing on our criteria. Let us save it and we call it above 50 years. So those are some of the queries for today, and we shall look at more and more of other queries to create. So we shall meet again in creating queries. We have more other criteria. We shall look at them and we see how to deal with the creating queries. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Computer Elites Uganda, and please keep on sharing to your other friends such that we can move on together and we see how to go about database. Thank you very much. Let us meet again.